Hey, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? So, I just came across this news article about the gig economy, and it's pertaining to gig economy drivers such as both Uber and Lyft rideshare drivers who now are able or will be able to only be independent contractors. The sum it all up meaning that they would continually work without any kind of unemployment compensation or coverage such as sick pay, paid leave, weekly vacation, just to name a few of the benefits they were to get if the bill wasn't passed, called Proposition 22. And this bill happened to just get passed this past November in the state of California. However, if the bill didn't get passed, the proposition or Prop 22 for short bill, and instead the bill Assembly Bill 5 was to have gotten, or AB 5 passed. Therefore, the Uber and Lyft drivers in the state of California will have the opportunity to be able to enroll in employee benefits such as sick pay, unemployment compensation, just to name a few. However, they would get paid a flat rate, or to make it more plain and simple, just an hourly wage, as opposed to how a regular employee working a W-2 based job would get paid. Therefore, I wanted to elaborate more on this topic by rolling this clip, and I'll be right back with you all.
To do more for your employees. Some of the loudest calls, I think, are saying, look, just make these drivers, these contractors, employees. Dara, what are your own drivers telling you? Do the majority of them want to be employees of Uber?
No, they don't. So the employee independent contractor system is outdated and was built for the last 200, 300 years of work. Our drivers are their own CEOs. They're their own bosses. They make their own hours. They decide when they're going to take vacation, when they're not going to take vacation. They do not want to be employees that check in, and clock out the traditional way. And they love the control that they have. And if they work hard and they do well, they make more. And they can make the trade-off between earnings and flexibility. Now, what we recognize is that independent work has to get to the next step and has to have the kinds of protections that employees have. Healthcare protections, accident protections, minimum earnings, and those kinds of protections. So actually what we're proposing is what we call an IC plus model, where you retain the flexibility of work, and at the same time, you get some of the benefits associated with full-time work without the responsibilities and the restrictions of full-time work. So we put that forward to California voters in Prop 22. 71% of our driver base do not want to be employees, and we don't think going backwards 200, 300 years is the answer.
Yeah, it's interesting. You wrote an article, an op-ed for the New York Times talking about this third way, that gig economy companies should put cash into a fund that can be used for these kind of benefits and protections, but the workers get to choose effectively how they can spend the money. I mean, you did the maths and you said in 50 states in the United States you would have contributed $655 million to benefit funds alone. Dara, why can't we get to that point?
Well, we need the legal framework to get to that point. We need the law to get to that point. Right now, the law is very strict in terms of employment or independent contractor. And in a twisted way, the more help you offer independent contractors who are using your system, the more legally you look, at least from the legal system, like an employer. So companies today, based on laws today, are incentivized to do fear of reprisal in the courts. And what we think should happen is, let's change the system clearly. Gig work, technology-based earnings opportunities, it's a new thing. So let's build laws for the new thing, and let's make it better for those folks who choose gig work, so that they get earnings opportunities and they have flexibility as to how they want to use benefits. So the majority of our drivers actually have health care already, either through a spouse, a family member, or through some other means. So for example, they may want to use it to take paid time off. They may want to use it for sick leave, etc. What we're proposing is flexibility in the way you work and flexibility in the way that you use benefits that accrue to you.
Okay, when all of that being said, from Uber's CEO, Dara, I have a hard time pronouncing his last name all the time. Anyway, for all of my Uber and Lyft drivers, even my Trip drivers. Trip is another ride share platform, and it's not spelled the regular way as in TRIP, but TRYP. If all of you who either drive for either platform still, even for some of you who may have driven for either platform but no longer drive for either platform as of right now, do you think that the right decision was made as far as this Prop 22 bill being passed, or would you prefer to have it where gig economy rideshare drivers could be actual employees, where as in they would get paid a set hourly rate as in working a regular W-2 based job, be able to, speaking of which, file a W-2 for taxes at the end of the year, and could be able to be eligible for sick pay, unemployment compensation in case they were to get fired or terminated, just to name a few of the benefits. So feel free to leave a big thumbs up, just to let me know how much you like the video. Also, don't be afraid to comment right down below in the comment section. Last but not least, subscribe to the channel, because I will be uploading more and more content in the very near future. Have a blessed day.